Hey, well, hi everybody. My name is Stephen. I'm from Christchurch, New Zealand, and tonight we're going to be training about Zoom, helping you to be more successful when you're presenting. So, how about if you're on your laptop, wanting to go to the Zoom app there, open it up. If you're on your phone, I'm not quite sure if you're going to get too much go ahead there because I think it's pretty limited. So, if you are going to use your phone, I'd suggest to look at the browser and go from that angle, and then hopefully you'll be able to follow and duplicate what I'm sharing tonight. Okay, well, I'm going to share my screen. There you go in front of you, and there we go. It's Zoom for Success, and right now, as you're following me, you should be doing this. You should be looking on your screen there, and you should be finding the Zoom button, pushing on that. That should illuminate you to here. And when you open it up, you'll see your settings up on your top right hand side. Now I know you've got my face up there, wonderful face up there. Hi. And but underneath there should be an icon with your face, and then underneath that, like a little flower, and that represents your settings. I want you to push on that settings, and what you're going to see is the following. So I'll stop that share, and I'll share my following screen. And this is what you should be seeing right now. Okay, so when you see this button, you're going to notice that there's a menu on the left-hand side. It's got different items such as general, video, audio, share screen, chat, and the like. Now, pretty much every single one of these has a basic items, which you'll see here, like on the right-hand side. I'm just flicking up my arrow back up and down. But at the bottom, most of them will have view more settings or advanced settings. So I'm just going to quickly take you through these. We're not going to focus on them, but it's just interesting to know what's here. If you were to click on statistics, you're going to find out helpful information, which people who like details will appreciate. If you click on the profile, it's going to show you about you. It shows you can edit your profile, view your subscription at the moment, and view any advanced features. Recording, well, that speaks for itself. Background and filters. Look, there I am. Hey everyone, how you going? You see I've got the Pacific Island behind me. So if you look down beneath, you're going to see there's a number of self-populated backgrounds that the Zoom has already provided for you. You can always add your own. There is a green screen that you can do, but some helpful information I will show you. Look, for example, look at this mirror, right? Pretty cool. Mirror, yeah. And there's some studio effects as well that you can, but I'll let you play with that. Just a little bit of tutoring around. Here's some chat settings, there's share screen settings, there's audio settings. You can test to see if things are working well. You can see the volume going up and down as I speak. And then there's the video settings, like I was just showing you before. But on here, I showed you already the mirror, but look at this. You can also push up touch your appearance. Look at that. Suddenly I'm 18, right? Come on. And I'll put it back to normal. And then look, there's adjust for low light. So if I was to take off this, look, as it goes to dark, like it's a little bit more dark in my room, but if I push it just for low light, voila, beautiful sunshine. So there you go. There's just a quick look through the menu. On here on the general, I'm just going to quickly take you down to the bottom. Look, you can choose your reactions and to your skin tone. So just pick one of those. Look, I picked one that's as close as I can to my skin tone. Amazing. But the most important one here on this particular occasion to help you to set up your Zoom better is the view more settings on the general tab. So here we go, we're going to push that. I'm going to move this out of the way. And then what you see behind is a in detail settings that we're going to explore and help you so that you can set up your room better. So let's just go through down here, and then you're going to see such items. There's so many that I'm going to let you look at it yourself. I'm just going to take you through the main ones that I utilize, and maybe you want to consider doing the same. So we've got here, you can see waiting room. You can flick it on if you want it on. People usually would like it off. They would like people to have easy access. Now I've flicked it off, but I notice when I go into my personal Zoom room that it's on. So I think there's a security issue there. So if you have a minimum security, then it automatically will put on the waiting room. So just to let you know. Okay, so we go down here. The next important thing I want to tell you is the personal meeting ID passcode. So I'm going to show you my one. It's Oceania. So when people log in to my particular Zoom, the password, that's what I've put. You can create your own. And that's simple as you just push edit, put whatever you want on. And just on this particular screen, you can either hide it or show it. That's okay. And to turn it on and off, you just flick this slide left, slide right, and it will do that for you. One of the important things is when you're going global, which is what I'm doing and a few others are doing, is requiring a passcode for participants joining by phone. So in a laptop, generally it's going to have, it's traceable, but with a phone, they can be burners and they're not. So to make it safer for people all around the globe that utilize Zoom, they require passcode for participants joining by phone. So just flick that on, you can flick it off, but see, disable requirement for participants joining by phone. After turn the setting off, I'm not going to need to enter passcode. Turn the setting on will make your meetings less secure. See, if I don't, I'm not going to continue, so I'm going to require passcode. You can also embed the passcode in your invite link for one-click join. So that's really important. That's really awesome. So when you're inside, you can, as a participant or the host, you can push invite. It'll have it embedded in. I've pushed it, so people don't have to enter a code when they're logging in from a laptop. Exciting. Let's go further down. A lot of different things. It's really amazing to know that you can tailor make your room to yourself and what you're doing. This one here, important. This is your neighbor, your person, mail ID. I'll push yes. So that's when it goes out to someone that needs to enter it, like the person's a phone user, and they can enter the ID plus the password. See, my ID with 9 to 11 digit plus the password, which is Oceania. Boom, they're inside the meeting and they can join me. So they can do the same with you as well. Mute all participants when they join a meeting. Now this is another one that I've put on here, but when I go into my individual Zoom room, I notice that I have to manually change. So again, I think that may be part of the security, and that's not a problem. I'll show you how to do that a bit later on. Mute all participants, upcoming meeting reminder, chats. Okay, so this is also important. The chat of allowed meeting participants to send a message visible to all participants. Why is that helpful? Well, that's so that we can make sure that everything is above board, that anyone who comes in, they're not scammers or spammers. And so what I've done is, you notice just underneath that private chat, allow meeting participants to send a private one-on-one message to another. I've turned it off. So that means that nothing can be happening behind the scenes, but in front, then yes, I can be watching, me or the co-host can be watching, and if someone happens to do that, we can quickly boot them out of the room, and that safeguards our participants. Hosts and co-hosts can still private message. So you can see a whole lot of different things. This is very important, the co-host tool, because if you don't activate that, it'll just be one host. And if you're presenting and people are entering the room, you're going to also have to, if you haven't disabled the waiting room, you'll have to do that. You'll have to monitor them if they mistakenly unmute themselves, if you've left that open, and there can be other things that can happen too. So it's really, really helpful if you activate the co-host, because then you can have someone alongside doing the administrative duties for you, or maybe you'll do it for them if they're leading the Zoom room. Meeting polls. I like this feature, and I've utilized it already once, and I've also created a number of polls which I'm going to utilize in up and coming meetings. So you know what, you can create your question and you can create your options for answers, and then you can activate it while you're inside the presentation or while you're opening your Zoom room. When people will be answering, you can see the answers stacking up, as well as the people that are alongside it that have answered it. So yeah, very, very helpful if you're into polls and want to know a little bit more about the people that are on with you. Got screen sharing. I'll put on host only. There is participants, but you know, probably not the best if you're going to have multiple people sharing. Some people might get trigger happy, so I recommend keep it to host only. There's annotation available. There's the whiteboard available. I'll put them on remote control as well. There's meeting reactions. That's a helpful tool. So if you want people to give feedback and they're not going to unmute themselves, or maybe they're not going to chat, then you can just say, hey, why don't you give me a thumbs up, a heart, or something else, and then they can do that. Allow participants to rename themselves. So that can be a very good engaging tool. Breakout room, that's something I haven't utilized yet, but I've turned it on. And the reason I've turned it on is that I can see that as we grow, and people come on board, you know, you might want to split the room at some point. You know, maybe it's new people come on, and so you say, hey, go with such and such into that room, and they'll take you through a format which is going to be most helpful to them, and while you carry on with the main bunch and carry on with that presentation or that training. So yeah, breakout room, that's something exciting that you can utilize. Closed caption, that's for the very helpful for those that are hearing impaired, and it's also helpful for those that maybe don't focus on the person presenting, but they may just miss one or two things. They can look quickly and so they go, oh, that's what he or she was on about. So yeah, I really recommend enabling the live transcription service. Virtual background, we saw that, so that's switched on, be utilized. And yeah, let's just see if there's anything else I want to share. Oh, this is very important. I utilized this for the very first time this week, allowing a live stream of meetings. So how cool is it that as you're doing whatever you're doing, the valuable subject you're doing, you can share it across multiple platforms, onto Facebook, onto YouTube, and other people can come in and join in and see, oh, what is this person sharing about? And you can, inside the description, just before you go live, you can even share a brief about what that is about. So it's not only helpful for that sort of situation, it's good for recording because then it's there for all time if you like it to keep it that way. And also if your Zoom room is full and you've got the overflow, they can just jump on Facebook or the other platform on YouTube and such. So that's pretty exciting. All right. So there you go. I hope that's helpful for you. That's all I believe I need to share on that particular one. And I'm going to stop the share. And then I'm going to share one more area with you, which I think will be a blessing. So let's just go here, back onto this particular screen. And here. So if you look at in front of you, you're going to see the screen that I'm seeing in front of me. This is just a screenshot, and I'm going to just take you through all the things at the bottom of the screen. So if you look at the three dots on your right hand side, when you click on that one, that will bring up live streaming, and then you get options to choose, like I was saying before, Facebook, YouTube, or other. And when you go through that process, it's going to ask you to log in. It's going to ask you for a brief description, and then you're going to be able to push the live button. So it's very exciting. You can cancel at any time, but it's very exciting if you want to be able to take your Zoom meetings to the next level. Here's the reactions. We activated it, so that's available. There's the breakout rooms that we activated as well. Here's the live transcript. We did the same. It's here talking about recording. That's already on there. Sharing screen, so we set that up for one person to do at a time, so that's all good. The chat feature, yes, that just speaks for itself, and like I said, we've kept it safe by keeping it visible so that we can monitor that there's no one poaching or scamming or spamming. The polls, yes, very good, activated. Participants, now helpful tool in the participants is that's where you're going to be able to any participants, you can make them co-host. And also the other thing that we were mentioning before is that you can mute. This is where you will manually mute all participants on entry. And so there's another three dots when you open up participants. Just click on the three dots. One of the options will be mute participant entry. Click that, and that will save a lot of pain initially. And the security, which if we go over here, security. Oh, my mouse is just playing up a little bit. But if you look at the security part on the screen, then you're going to see that if you push that button, you'll be able to disable the waiting room. So that's helpful because then you don't have to worry about people coming in. They'll then be able to all just come in. All right, there you go. I'm going to stop sharing. And that is it. I just want to thank you very much for plugging in today, learning about the Zoom. And I'd like you to go through, make sure that you enable and disable whatever you like. Make your Zoom room your own so that you can give better presentations. And why don't you drop me a message just to let me know how it's going. I'd love to hear back and to hear about your success. Bless you, and we'll see you next time on the next training.